Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time once again for the weekly segment, man. It is our contractually obligated segment. It is the Weekly with Zoe, everybody. I am Derek.
I'm Rhonda.
And we've got a special guest in this week's Weekly with Zoe. He's my Man Crush Monday. It's not even Monday. He's my bud. He's my pal. We're friends. We hang out on the weekends. It is Greg Sestero. What is going on, buddy?
And it's great to be back.
Hey, man, thank you for calling in. I do want to tell you how much I appreciate that here. But I guess I'm just going to jump right into things because I was watching Best Friends before. I tried to get my mind right for the interview. I mean, I got my mind right before watching Best Friends, but that's neither here nor there. Man, one of the really cool things, because I was telling everybody I'm actually hosting another car show this weekend, and one of the really cool things I liked about that, you use the Bel Air almost as its own character. I mean, that was very cool in the volume 1 of that. Was that always going to be the car, or was that just kind of something that you kind of thought of and just kind of put in?
Yeah, I got lucky. My brother loves classic cars, and so he's got a bunch of classic cars, and he's got this beautiful 1955 Chevy Bel Air. I was writing the script when I was visiting, and I thought, Tommy's character in Best Friends really loved the 1950s, the style, and that's when his character kind of grew up. So that would make Tommy like 96, I think. And so I thought, what a perfect way to use the car is, have it be Tommy's kind of dream car. I mean, obviously it was really nerve-wracking when he did drive it, because one of the big things is he wanted to drive the car because he said if anybody asked him in an interview, he wanted to make sure that he did all his own stunts. So
right.
My brother had a mini stroke when he was driving it around in the rain on a January night.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, no, it was great. Making Best Friends taught me to utilize what's around you, and we were fortunate to have the 55 Bel Air.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually very cool. I really did like that because the Bel Air's always been one of my favorite cars. I've been going to car shows ever since I was a little kid. My dad, my grandpa have been a member of car clubs all throughout my life. So yeah, that's always one of my favorite cars. So that was very cool. But man, you've been scouting locations. You've been working on a new film. Can you tell us anything about this horror thing you're working on? You're still writing on it? I mean, tell us about it.
Yeah, man, it's been so much fun. I've just I've always loved horror, especially the last couple of years. So I've been diving into as many horror films as possible. I've been down in these really great spots in Arizona. There's so many locations down here that have it all. And so I've been scouting, I've been writing, and it's just been so much fun. I don't know if you got a chance to see Best Friends Volume 2.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah. Saw it in theaters.
The actor who plays Uncle Rick is going to be in this one.
Oh, nice.
And,
cool.
Yeah, he was so much fun to work with. So, yeah, it's been great, and getting to see new territory. I had to kind of creep down into Mexico recently and looked at locations there. So I'm just really excited to put all the love I have for horror films and storytelling into something totally different from what I've done this far with The Room and Disaster Artist and Best Friends. It's going to be fun to try to tackle something different.
Well, I know I'm kind of going back and forth and all over the place, but like, you just mentioned something, Volume 2 of Best Friends, and that brought up something else to my mind, is Volume 1 and Volume 2 were almost like two different movies. They had two different feels to it, but they held together nicely as one film. Was that something that you intended, or did that just kind of happen?
No, I wrote it in 4 days. It was just one story, and then as we made it, we realized, it was the first time Tommy and I had done a film in 15 years, and there were just moments where Tommy was really genuine and interesting, and we thought, if we cut all this stuff out and we just cram it into one movie, you're going to kind of lose what's fun about each part of the story. And there was just a chance, with timing, we were going to do a test screening in London, and we just didn't have time to just put it all together. And so we just showed the first part, and it worked really well, and I think people kind of got a great taste of us being back on screen together, and it was a chance to go old school and give an intermission and have people come back and see part 2, when we were able to finish it. Part 1 is kind of a love letter to LA noir films. Part 2 was kind of our take on a kind of Coen Brothers Breaking Bad type dark comedy. So they're just so different. And I think it's just as we edited it, we thought, people have waited. They've seen The Room now for 15 years. To give them a 3-hour Tommy and Greg movie might be pushing our luck.
That was really good. And I was going to say a little embarrassing moment on my part. Went and pre-ordered Best Friends on Amazon and forgot that I'd pre-ordered it and ordered it again. So we actually have 2 copies, one unopened and one that we watch. Got a souvenir.
I appreciate that, all the support and stuff. When you go out and you kill yourself to make movies, and it's just great to see that you guys appreciate it. So that's really cool to hear.
Oh, yeah. And we even enjoyed New Orleans watching Volume 1 with you guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. That was a really fun time. That was, April of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When the movie was just coming out. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
I've been to, I counted it, just about every state now. I haven't done Maine, I haven't done Alaska, and I haven't done South Dakota. And I just realized as I was saying that, I haven't done Oklahoma.
No.
Yeah, man. See?
You guys, I gotta come.
You gotta come.
Guys.
You gotta come down to Oklahoma, man. We'll come hang out. We'll take you to the woods so you can make a different horror film. We'll just leave you in the woods for a minute, let you get lost. You'll get some inspiration.
Yeah, leave you around Beavers Bend area. You'll get some good footage.
But hey, we have got to take a break. We're going to be coming back. We're going to be talking more with Greg Sestero right here on your Late Night Delight. It is The Rock Show. Welcome back here, everyone. Weekly with Zoe, Part 2. Greg Sestero on air with us. Hey, what is going on, buddy?
Not too much. I'm just checking out some very rare birds here that live in Patagonia.
Wow.
Flycatchers that are rare to see, so I'm just watching them hang out.
That's
Awesome,
really
man.
cool.
Birds, that's what it. That's how you relax these days, right?
Yeah,
there you go. I
love
used to
it.
watch a movie called The Big Year. It was actually one of my favorite movies when it came out. Rhonda didn't like it, but it was about birding. That's pretty awesome.
I didn't understand it.
Yeah, the birding capital of the world down here. It's pretty. I didn't know that was a thing until I got down here. But yeah, I mean, I've spent the last couple of days. What did I watch today? I watched 10 Cloverfield Lane for
wow.
time.
There you go.
Oh.
Really dug it. And tonight I'm gonna watch Chernobyl, which I've heard is really good.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
So yeah, try to pick out a couple different things to watch each day. Some things rewatch,
Get your inspiration,
study,
yeah.
and then check out some other stuff.
Some of my favorite horror films have always been like not really horror, like straight out slasher or scary or anything, like more thriller, I guess, like Ninth Gate, Johnny Depp. Love that movie.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Oh, I never saw it. Okay, I guess check that out.
Yeah. Ninth
Definitely.
Gate, Johnny Depp. I mean, it takes you on you have to think about it, but yeah, seriously, I like those kind of movies that you have to think about. I mean, are you more into that, or are you more into kind of slasher horror? Or kind of what's your feel on it?
I like more psychological horror. I like the twist.
Okay,
that's what I really like about
I think you'll like the Ninth
Cloverfield
Gate.
Lane. You never know where you're at. You never know who to trust.
Yeah.
I really loved Hereditary. I like a mix of it. I prefer psychological horror. I'd say I watched a movie last night. Pretty insane. Grey Gardens. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No, I haven't.
It's a fascinating study, kind of along the lines of Grizzly Man or Searching for Sugar Man. Just really looking at people in their lives and why they do things. And it was Grey Gardens. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty out there.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, since we're talking about movies right now, a lot of people say, The Room is the Citizen Kane of bad movies. Me personally, with as many times as I've seen it, as I watch it, I can't really lie and say I watch it as kind of an ironic thing anymore. I got to just say, yeah, all right, I like The Room. But lots of other bad movies. Like, I like bad movies. Like, okay, Howard the Duck was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. Like, I loved The Rock and Southland Tales. I mean, do you have any kind of bad movies that you watch all the time?
I think there's there's a movie called Johnny Suede that had Brad Pitt in it, 1991. That had some laughs in the wrong places, but yeah, I think, you know what? I think a movie's bad when it's painful, when you're sitting there and just thinking, I cannot wait for the end credits to come up.
Right.
I think that's when a movie is really bad, where you can actually you just don't know where it's going, you don't care, you're not invested at any point. So that's why I think The Room has that charm where it keeps going, and it's quotable. People are wondering what's going to happen next. They can't believe what they're watching. It's obviously completely unaware of how insane it is, but it's trying. And I think that's what usually makes a great bad movie, is when it's trying so hard to accomplish its goal and just doesn't have any idea where it's going, but it's trying. And I think there's just something about The Room that brings people back. And I think I can't believe how quotable it is, because when I knew Tommy was funny and he was a great character, but people have been saying the lines for 16 years and finding a way daily to incorporate it in their lives. And
I do.
People laugh. It's just one of those things that you kind of let go of how bad it is, and you just go, man, this works for so many people, and let them enjoy it and have a sense of humor about it.
I don't know if it's really that bad, though. I mean, my best friend, she can't watch
I knew you were
movies.
going to tell this story.
She falls asleep during every movie we put on, the funniest movies, too. And all of a sudden, we go ahead and put on The Room. And she is like sitting there
15 minutes
glued to the TV. I don't even know what I'm watching right now. There's no way I'm going to pass out during this movie. And she actually watched the full thing.
Hey, listen, we have got to take a break. We're going to come right back. We'll do one more break with Greg. We're going to talk about the Tommy Wiseau Group. Yeah, I'm posting this online for you guys, the Tommy Wiseau Group. We'll talk about you guys coming up in just a bit. It's The Rock Show. All right, everybody, welcome back. Our last final segment with the one, the only Greg Sestero. How you doing? Thanks for coming back, man. Okay, this one I want to get to the Tommy Wiseau Group, because there's a couple of fan theories that I've read on the Tommy Wiseau Group about The Room. I kind of wanted to get your take on. They actually both involve Denny. I don't know why that is. But the first one, I don't think this originated on the Room Group. But the first one, probably a classic, is that Chris R comes in and Denny's saying, wait, he needs 5 minutes. He needs 5 minutes because Mark hasn't shown up yet. What is your take on that one, man? Mark is the guy who owes Denny the money because Denny has to give it to Chris R.
I definitely think Mark is involved with the drugs.
I was thinking
for sure, because he goes up to the rooftop to smoke.
Right.
Yeah.
Why he wouldn't just do that in his apartment as an adult.
And right after that scene.
Yeah.
But maybe it's cooler to go up there and smoke up there. But yeah, I think there's a scene where Denny and Mark share a look before Mark heads up to the rooftop.
Right.
And it's like this weird moment where they stare at each other.
I've never noticed that. Now I'm going to be looking for it.
There's a slight seduction there, but now he's like, your drugs are up there, go get it.
Right.
It's just one of those unsolved things that is just really dying for a sequel.
Now, this one is weird. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's weird. It makes no sense, but I love it. I have bought into this fully. This is a theory. I believe the person who originated this is a guy named Ian Webb. And it's a theory that Denny is actually a cat. Denny is Johnny's projection of his pet cat in human form. Have you heard about that?
I have heard about that he is a cat. And I love cats, but that's what's under my radar. I can never figure out.
Yeah, I thought that one was a little too out there.
Well, see, the thing is, Denny just shows up. He doesn't close doors. He just walks on in, does his own thing. He jumps in bed when people are trying to get down, and then, like, the couch and the chair are free, and he just curls up on the floor by the window. It's like, that's very cat-like.
Yeah, he did. He sat down by the window, and I think that, one of the directions Tommy gave for Denny was he wanted the room to feel like his house, so he could do it under whatever he wanted, really.
Right.
And so if he wants to sit on the floor, then he can sit on the floor.
Sit on the floor. Hey, there you go, man. So, Rhonda, we're coming to a close on our time with Greg Sestero here.
I know.
It's I don't know, man. I kind of joke. I say he's my man crush Monday. I think he's your man crush every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna admit something here. Rhonda's probably gonna get mad at me for this.
You better not.
You know, we
Don't
met you in New Orleans. You know, took some pictures there. Rhonda cuts me out of the picture. Crops it out. Bam.
I didn't. Did I?
No, you didn't. You went up. You left me in the back, and you went up and took another picture. You could get one by yourself.
No,
That's what
the
happened.
Best friends poster. Yeah, we took the picture together with on the room poster, and I went back through the line and got best friends poster, and went back and took another picture by myself.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't like the first one. I wanted to retake.
You're like the Johnny of the group.
I know. And she has said before, she was like, oh my God, I just realized I'm like Lisa. And it was like a real defining moment for her.
Stop it.
No, seriously, man, we have had a great time with you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Absolutely, anytime. And I hope to come down and visit in OKC.
Yeah, let us know.
It's The Rock Show.